Perhaps come riding on a lion or riding on an elephant. If the student truly knows what he is doing, he will give a shout and first of all hold out a tray of lacquer. The teacher, failing to recognize this as a mirror environment, proceeds to climb up on the environment and begins striking poses or donning attitudes. The student gives a shout, but the teacher refuses to abandon his approach. In this case, the sickness is located above the diaphragm and below the heart, with no cure can get at it. This is called guest seen through host. And it could be too, the student may realize, well, I'm going to present this and see what teacher does with this, or just thinking in terms of we have our issues. We bring our issues to Doksan and present them. And teacher just thinks that's great and jumps right in and plays along. It's delusion. So this sex stuff, many students, all of us have issues around our sexuality. So yeah, when I was a young woman, I used my sexuality whenever and however I could to get what I wanted. Pretty young student comes in and is very sexual, and teacher falls for it. Oh, he really likes me. That makes sense. Young, handsome boy would like me. That makes sense. Teacher's responsibility, host's responsibility is to see through issues and to be able to cut through issues. And when we get with problems, it's when the teacher's not clear enough. And of course, if that happens, as in this case, it's the student's job to shout, look what you're falling into. The lacquer, yeah, the environment is our ego, or our persona. So we bring a persona to Doksan and play around with it. And teacher should cut through it. And if teacher can't or falls into it, or say somebody comes and says, I have $1 million I'd like to give the Zen Center, I'd probably fall into that. You could probably play me along with that for a while. Teacher's job is to cut through that. And if not, then student's job is to see that and give a shout. Look at what you're doing. Look at what's happening. So the power relationship in Doksan is not all one-sided. That's what Rinzai's talking about, and he has more examples. Or perhaps the teacher will not come out with any object of his own, but will wait for a question from the student and then snatch it away. The student, seeing his question snatched away, won't let go, but holds on for dear life. This is a case of the host seeing through the guest. So go to Doksan, present my fantastic understanding. The teacher says, you're full of it. What do we do? They don't know anything. What do they know? Yeah. Run away, run away. Stay with it. Stay with it. You're triggered. You're super triggered. Try to see through that. What is that? And there, teacher is acting appropriately. Snatch away anything. So the teacher is supposed to be a thief, stealing all your delusions. And the reason you do that, the reason you stay with it, is because of the commitment. make a commitment to, okay, I'm going to hang out with this teacher, and you can make whatever commitment you want, and it doesn't have to be me, whatever teacher you pick. It can be a week, a month, but make a time that I'll just go along with it and look at it and not fight and see what comes out of that, see if it works or not. Perhaps there is a student who, responding with a clean, pure environment, presents himself before the teacher. The teacher can tell this is just an environment and grabs it and throws it down the hole. The student says, a truly great teacher. Instantly the teacher says, hopeless, can't tell good from bad. The student gives a low bow. This is the host meeting up with the host. So, student presents something, teacher grabs it and throws it away, and student gets it like that. That's the horse that goes at the shadow of the whip. And student says, what a great teacher. Thank you so much. What a great teacher. And the teacher says, you don't know good from bad. Don't call me great. It's not about me. Don't raise me up and put yourself down either. This raise yourself and put down others, the other is equally true. There's narcissism, I'm the very best, and there's whatever you call it, I'm the very worst. And they seem to go together. We seem to flip-flop between those two viewpoints. So, lowering myself and raising you up, same precept. Don't do that. See, it's all one. Or maybe, this is my favorite, maybe a student puts on a wooden collar on his neck and binds himself in chains. Maybe not a wooden collar, but a dog collar. Binds himself in chains and then comes before the teacher. Teacher proceeds to shackle him with another set of chains. The student is delighted, unaware of what has happened. This is called guest meets guest. So we've all tied ourselves up with chains, ideas and concepts. We're all bound with our greed, anger, ignorance, and our mind. And teachers should be grabbing that away. But to give us another system to add to our already our ideas and concepts. Here's another set of ideas and concepts that'll just bind you a little tighter. Terrible. Terrible. So then nobody knows what's going on. All is lost. It's great, isn't it? It's maybe one of my favorite writings. And when people talk about, oh, in the West is so bad, the teachers are all power hungry. No one taught that. No one taught that. This precept is ancient. Like, you know, we Westerners have not invented no high or low. That is basic Buddhist teachings. And the great teachers that we see, like Dalai Lama or Thich Nhat Hanh, or, you know, the humility, you just see it. And you know that they get this. I'm not any better than anybody else, and I'm not any worse than anybody else. We are one. And there are power differentials. It's just when we're addicted to power. The worst thing to be addicted to power. The most harm done to the culture is addiction to power. And to some degree, we all have that. We want to control. We want to control our environment. We want to control our relationships. So look at that. And the only way, like that's what got me yesterday. I just did not know a way out. People were talking about this addiction to the narcissism and the competitiveness and everything that goes along with this raising myself and putting down others. I just couldn't see a way out. I had nothing to say. And now I see the way out a little bit. It's to realize what you are, your true self. is not high or low. And it is everyone. Everyone is just this. So let's choose the oneness table. And then just watch as our competitiveness, as our desire to control. Oh my God, like that. My mom's 90th birthday party, no one did what I told them to do. No one. Excepting my brother-in-law pointed out that he did. Because I also complained about it. But, yeah, and it was great. It went great. Everybody seemed to have a good time. But definitely I did not get to be in charge. Such a good experience. So just to watch that. Watch how we don't get what we want, and that's okay. Allow the universe to be what it is. Sorry.